Anybody here ever felt so frustrated with your life that you felt like giving up?
Sometimes.
Yeah? Well, that's how Harry Body felt the night he turned into a dog. His life wasn't all bad, though. He had me, the best friend a guy could ask for, Bob Orlock. But friendship wasn't enough for Harry. Harry wanted love. Now, we grew up together back in Kankakee, Illinois. You been there? Not much of a place. But back then, and I don't now, but I had huge buck teeth that hung down below my lower lip. Looked kind of like this. The kids called me Bucky Beaver. They were strong too, though. I could open my daddy's beer bottles with them things. Here you go, Daddy. But the other kid that got made fun of at school was Harry. He had a huge nose. It was like the size of Mount Rushmore. They had names for him too, like Groucho Marx without the mustache. It was a little wordy for me. My favorite ones were probably Oxygen Thief and Nostradamus for you. So, very intellectual kids at our school. But, we out of solidarity, I guess, we became each other's only friend. And in high school, no girls wanted us. Not for lack of trying, but I was too obnoxious. He was too shy. So we retreated into fantasy, as you do. Specifically, live-action role-playing, or LARPing, as it's known. He became a prince or a knight. I became a wizard. Saving fair maidens in our imaginations. But interestingly, Harry was so shy in real life, but you get him up on a role-playing game, and he's dressed up like a knight, and he's got a sword, and he's slaying dragons and saying like, "I shall smite thee down with my steel dragon, down to Hades! Yeah! Stuff like that. Or I was a +10 wizard, so my friends called me Orlock the Warlock. Perhaps I could interest you in the potion with some charming effects, sire. Stuff like that. I don't know why they didn't like us. At any rate, Harry hoped to find love with the fair maiden in real life. I told him, don't get your hopes up, man, because in my experience, beautiful people stick to their own, and outcasts like us, we just take whatever we can get. Now that disparity was put on display for us in the theater. So Harry's high school crush was playing Wendy in Peter Pan, so he signed us up for stage crew. So she's sitting with her girlfriends before the show one day, gossiping. She says, "Oh, I wish I had a boyfriend." And Harry, he heard that, he perked up. "I'll be your boyfriend." And this is the only time she ever looked at the guy. And she said, "You can't be my boyfriend, you're too fat." Hey, at least she didn't make fun of his nose. So, at any rate, didn't go too well. She didn't like him, but we liked stage crew. It was fun. I liked the excitement of putting on a show. Harry liked the proximity to beautiful people who wouldn't look at him. So, we heard the money's good if you get in the union, so we made a career out of it. Our first show was called Cirque Howell. It was with one of those famous French circus troupes. Now, we got in literally learning the ropes. We worked on the fly rail. So we're on tour for a couple years when they had a problem at their set-down show in Las Vegas. Their two fly rail guys vanished suddenly. They didn't call in for work one day, didn't show up, never heard from again. Vegas, though, it's a mafia town, a lot of people disappearing, I guess. It was in the news, but they never found the guys. So they transferred us to Las Vegas. We didn't stop to think that maybe it's a bad omen to take the jobs of two men who are presumed dead. The show, Cirque Howell, was kind of like Cats, but with wolves and flying acrobats in a forest, everybody wearing really skimpy clothes. And that's where Harry first saw Brandy. She was the star of the show, the aerialist. She was up there on the silks. She was graceful. She could spin and float like bubbles on water. And Harry was in love immediately. Now Harry, he was assigned to be Brandy's flyman, her safety line operator. So that meant whenever she was up in the air, it was Harry's job to keep her safe. Now Brandy, she was a big star, but it didn't spoil her. She knew everyone's name. She always made eye contact with us. Now I knew it was just professional courtesy, but Harry was convinced that she liked him. Now me personally, I had my eye on Jen. That was Brandy's hair and makeup lady. She had blue hair, smelled like cotton candy. Only thing was she was from the East Coast and she could really bite your head off, so I didn't even try to talk to her yet. But eventually I was going to do so. But until then, I was going to devote my energies to helping Harry woo Brandy, because that's what you do when you're a best friend. So one night before the show, fly safety call, she's up there warming up. I just released the roadblock on a line that held up a safety net up above. It dropped onto Brandy, so she got all tangled up in the air. And just as I predicted, Harry climbed up there, pulled her up, and she took his hand. She climbed up to the platform. She's like, "Thank you, Harry." And their faces were this close, closest they'd ever been. And he climbed up. He just climbed back down the ladder, didn't even say, "You're welcome." So then, now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, "Bob, mind your own business. What are you doing? You shouldn't have done that to Brandy. That was dangerous." It was, and you're right. It was a mistake. I shouldn't have done it. But I wanted to show Brandy that she could count on Harry in tough times, and she could. He just blew it. Now, he had another chance at the end of the night. She walked right by him on her way out the door, and he called her name out. "Hey, Brandy." And she stopped. "Yes, Harry?" And then he paused way too long. And he finally goes, "Good show." Good show. I could have slapped the guy. "Hey, dummy." It's like, "I made her a damsel in distress for you." "What are you talking about?" I netted your prey for you, man." "You what? You could have killed her." "Ah!" And he went for my neck. So I had to bite him on my buck teeth to get him off. Higher. That stopped him. But, you know, his reprimands went in one ear and out the other because I already had another plan for the guy. And I know what you're thinking. I should probably stick to my own business. But when you're a man's best friend, his happiness is your own. And I was not going to be able to follow my dreams until Harry had the love of his life. So the next night, Brandy was the chairperson of a local dog rescue, Give Me Paws. And they were having their big black tie fundraiser. So I said, "Harry, we're going to get you there. You're going to ask her to dance." So Harry shows up. He's got his tuxedo on. And Brandy is there. And she's looking like a Ferrari in her green sequin gown. And Jen is there. She looks like an ice cream cone. She's got a purple dress and her blue hair. And Harry's even got his tool belt on. He's feeling good. But then there was a problem. Top Las Vegas comic illusionist / experience producer, Chad Shadow was the night's MC. He and Brandy had history, and everybody knew it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another big hand to our chairperson of Give Me Pause, Miss Brandy Lynn, the beautiful Brandy Lynn. Thank you, Brand. Love you, Brand. Love you. Love you, girlfriend. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Brandy's brother Charlie disappeared from us about 3 weeks ago, so keep him in your prayers. We'll find you, Charlie. Semper Fi. Anyway, folks, tonight's all about the pups. Hey, did you hear the one about the dog who was a pacifist? He was a lover, not a Fido. Get it? Fido's the dog's name, those of you who didn't. Anyway, silent auction items are still available. That includes a 36 by 42 autographed Chad Shadow poster in my leopard print spandex. That's right. And those spandex are available in the live auction. Those are lightly sweaty, pre-used, a souvenir fan pack. Bidding starts at $3,000. Can we get the bidding started? Super cheesy, right? But everybody loved the guy. So anyway, while he's on stage, that's Harry's big chance to talk to Brandy. Now, as a great best friend, I gave him the foolproof way to make a woman be attracted to you. You make the last word of her sentence the first word of yours. I learned it at a free improv class in Henderson, Nevada. So, like if she says, I love pizza, then your first word is pizza. And then she falls in love with you because you're actually listening. So he sees Brandy over there, looks like she's fixing a strap on her shoe. Hey, I have some super glue in my tool belt. Oh, good. Maybe you can close up this ruptured blister. Blister. Blistered is what my heart is. Excuse me? Me thirsty. Where's the bar? It's over there. There will be libations. Harry, are you okay? And then he shot me a dirty look. Yes, yeah, I'm fine. Hey, you look great. Thanks. You do too. I didn't know you were an animal lover. Oh, yes. I frequently pet other people's dogs. Well, you got to start somewhere. Oh, you know, Harry, it's great to see you, but I got to go check on the pet parade starting in a few minutes, so enjoy the party. Oh, watch out for poo-poo. Okay, well. And there she went. And 15 minutes later, we saw her dancing with Chad Shadow, and they kissed. And Harry saw that, and he lost it. He had that long, faraway look in his eye, and he ran out of there. Now, this was at the Tropical Casino. And Vegas casinos are monstrosities. They're huge hotel casinos. And this one was shaped like a giant palm tree with a big casino at the base. So Harry's going through the casino just trying to find the way out. And he sees an elevator. He thinks that must be the way out. He pushes the button. Door opens. Walks in, runs smack dab into the greatest singer in the world. Who disturbs Celine Dion? Huh? What are you doing in my private elevator? I'm just looking for the way out. We're all looking for the way out. Come with me. She swiped a key card, the elevator doors closed, and the elevator shot all the way up to the top of the trop. Elevator doors opened, and they walked into Celine Dion's penthouse library at the top of the trop. She had all kinds of books in there, and Harry went straight for the magic books. And he saw a spell book, the same one that I have at the house, Spells for Lovers. He started flipping through it angrily. Spells for lovers! What seems to be the trouble? It's Chad Shadow. He's so corny, but everybody loves him, even the woman I love. It's not fair. I want to be lovable. But Chad Shadow is a big star. Who are you? A nobody. You need to transform yourself into something that will catch her eye. Why are you helping me? Oh, you've had such a poor, hard life with no love. You deserve your fantasy. Well, what can you do for me? I can turn you into what she will find irresistible. But you have to keep up your end of the bargain. What's my end of the bargain? You have to win her love, otherwise the spell is permanent. Or make me irresistible. End of loveless crying shame, never will I be the same. Heaven's light and Hades' fire, make me what I most desire. Now it's at this point that Celine Dion put something salty into Harry's mouth that he couldn't see, and he swears that her hair grew long and her ears grew fluffy, her nose grew long like a greyhound. She shrunk down and bit him on the leg, and that's when Harry lost consciousness. I black out, and when I come to, I'm in the middle of Mojave Boulevard in a torrential downpour. I'm in the middle of the street, there's headlights burning down on them, and they stop about an inch from my face. The driver of the car, she gets out, she's screaming, crying hysterically, and now I feel a strange sensation because I'm all wet, and I'm naked, but I still feel warm. And she picks me up, and she puts me in the front seat of the car, and she's looking down at me with these really concerned eyes. So I check myself over to see what's going on, and that's when I realized I've been turned into a dog. And I got this urge to shake that water out of my first leg. I'm so relieved. And then I look up at this lady, my savior, and I realize I know her. Brandy tells me everything's going to be okay. She pets me. And we speed off into the night. Was that a good bath? Huh? Feel better? I feel better too. Oh, wow. You didn't have a tag on you, so I guess you need a home. Well, just some house rules. I like to be cuddled 24/7, so you think you can do that? Good. Then I won't be tempted to text Chad's shadow. Yeah, he's not ready to settle down. But full disclosure, it was my girlhood dream to run off with a magician. So, but I'm making space and letting go of things that no longer serve me. And so I'm looking for something different, and all I need is within me now. And things have been really hard. I mean, without my brother, Charlie, I was a mess before, but I'm holding it together. I know he would want me to, and I just have this feeling he's alive. So I'm just making space for love and friendship to come into my life, and I'm looking for a man who can love me and respect me and treat me really well. Can you do that? Huh? Can you do that? Good boy, good boy. More? Here you go. Oh my God, I didn't get to eat all night. I was too busy courting donations. You know, Chad Shadow gave us $10,000. He's generous, I'll give him that. Oh, I almost forgot. This is a collar I made you, so now if you get lost, they can call me, your new mommy. Oh my God, I'm so exhausted. Let's go to bed. Oh, you know what? Let me bring in the mail first. Now, it was at this point, when he started eating the meat, Harry started to get this urge to bite her. And he couldn't do that. He couldn't do that to the woman he loved. So he escaped. He ran out of there. Now, he had to run very far, back to Henderson, Nevada, where we live. In his little puppy legs, it took him all night. When he finally got there, he wiggled through a hole in the fence and he fell asleep in the yard just about sunrise. He woke up late afternoon and he was human again. So he did what any sane person would do. He went back to the Trop Casino to see if he could find Celine Dijon and cancel the curse. He found the elevator, and when he got there, there was a caution tape X across the front of the elevator, and there was a janitor there guarding it. Oh, hey, didn't see you there, man. Just checking out this audiobook, Jekyll and Hyde. Really good stuff. So, what can I do you for, bro? Celine Dijon's private elevator? It's like a myth. Why wouldn't she want to be seen by other people? No, man. No, this elevator only goes down to the dumpster. And I would know. This is my lot in life. It's actually karma from a previous life that I have to be a janitor in this one. I was, Alexandria? Yeah. I was a prince there. Anyway, sorry, can't help you, but have a good one. Good luck on the slots. So Harry was like, this guy's sus. So he waited around the corner to see what would happen. And sure enough, the guy swiped the key card on the elevator, went in, and the elevator went up. He saw the arrow. So Harry ran over there to see if he could get in that elevator. He pushed the button. Of course, it wouldn't work without a key card. And then he saw the fur. Started going up his arm, both arms, and he knew he had to get out of there before anybody saw him.
Don't forget to listen at 10 a.m. tomorrow to win those Celine Dijon tickets. The French singer's residency with the Tropical Casino is going strong, but it won't last forever. Breaking news. Last night, Sir Kyle star Brandy Lynn went down in a freak accident at the show. Despite the injury, we got her on the phone, and here's what happened in her own words.
My safety line operator here, he didn't show up for work, which is really concerning, especially with my brother going missing just a few weeks ago. It shook me pretty badly. So at the last minute, I had to substitute safety line operator. Wasn't paying attention, and I fell. Now, it could have been a lot worse. I was only about 10 feet off the ground, and some scenery broke my fall. The MRI this morning showed my ankle was sprained, and I'm out of the show for a while.
There you have it, folks. We hope Brandy's okay. In other entertainment news, Chad Shadows just released his 17th annual swimwear calendar. You can pick those up at the Tropical for just $49.99 a piece.
Yeah, so Harry showed up at the house and he was in a foul mood because after he pupped out at the Trop, of course he couldn't go to work at Sir Kyle, so he goes out the back door of the casino, gets caught on Paradise Road, and he's about to get roughed up by a bunch of Dobermans when a group of collies came in and saved him, so then he slept with them in a shipping container behind a dumpster all night. So he was exhausted. I told him what happened to Brandy, and she was such an angel, she took the blame for it, but it wasn't an accident. I'm the one who pushed her off the 10-foot platform. And I know what you're thinking. It's not as bad as it sounds. There was some soft scenery down there. I knew she wasn't going to die or anything. And I just wanted to show her that Harry Bawdy was the only person that could keep her safe. Maybe I went about it the wrong way, but that was my intention. And that's what you do when you're a man's best friend. You want his happiness as your own. So I did what a good friend would do. I cracked just a couple beers on my buck teeth. And I told him, Orlac the Warlock is on the case. And I broke it all down. I've got, look, I'm not a grand wizard like Celine Dijon obviously is, but I got some decent, I'm a +10 warlock, okay? So basically I figured out, number one, Harry was going to be a puppy whenever the moon was out. Number two, unless Brandy fell in love with him, the curse would go on. And then three was he only had one moon cycle, or about a month, otherwise he'd be a puppy forever. So it was pretty bad. Now, I immediately gave him the moon app on his smartwatch, because you need that. I mean, think about all these werewolves that always wolf out at the wrong time. When things are going well, right? But if you know what time it is, you know when the moon's going to be out. So I'm like, this is your bread and butter, man. You got to keep that. Okay? So I give him the watch. And then he gets a call. He's fired from Sir Kyle. Stage manager called. So he's out of a job, which is great because Brandy's hurt. She's not going to be at the show. They have plenty of time to get to know one another. Now, can I make a plan come together or what? Okay. The other thing that was cool was that she put that collar on him, so he had an excuse to give her a call. Oh my God, that's your dog? I thought it was a stray. Wait, Harry, I thought you didn't have a dog. You said you pet other people's dogs. Oh, I forgot, because it's new. Yeah, Harry, puppies are new. That's basically what it is. How old is he, like 2 months? Well, he's so cute. Yeah, he didn't have a collar on him. Yeah, he probably destroyed it himself. Yeah, puppies do stuff like that. Oh, so what's his name? Willie? Hey, so Brandy, I'm really sorry I didn't come to the show. I feel really bad that you got hurt. That's nice of you to say, but I just feel I should make it up to you somehow. Maybe I could share my dog with you. We could do some co-parenting. No, it's no trouble at all. I'm not sure if you heard, but I got fired from the show, so yeah, I've got a lot of time on my hands. I could bring him by tonight around 9:23 p.m. What, that's a weird and interesting time? Well, because I'm into moon cycles. Oh my God, me too. I have the app on my phone. Yeah, come over. You know what? Willie, your dog, really likes steak. I'll make some steaks. Why don't you guys come over a little earlier? Yeah, of course I want to see you. And Willie. Okay, see you later. Hey, come on in. Sorry, it's this walking boot. I'm moving pretty slow. So where's Willie the dog? Oh, Bob has him for a walk. He's a popular dog. Come on in, the steak's ready. You hungry? Have a seat. Well, gosh, Harry, so tell me about yourself. I don't really know anything about you except that you're probably a better safety line operator than my brother, and that's saying a lot. So what do you do with yourself?
Well, I'm from Illinois. Bob's my only friend. Oh, what do I do with my spare time? Well, I'm kind of embarrassed to say it, but I'm into live action role-playing games, LARPing. Why do I like it? Gosh, well, to be totally honest, in my real life, just kind of a backstage bored monkey and not really a cool guy. But when I'm LARPing, I'm a knight and I'm a hero and I'm helping people. And to tell you the most important thing to me, I feel handsome. Yeah, it is like performing on stage, but no, I would never do that. I'm way too shy to do that. But what about you? Why do you like performing so much and flying up there?
Oh, gosh, well, it goes way back. When we were kids, we were really poor. And the kids made fun of us at school because of it. And we had to work in the cafeteria so that they would give us a sandwich. And we had hand-me-down clothes from the 70s. They called my brother John Travolta. So it wasn't fun at school. But one time we snuck under the tent when the circus was in town. And I looked up there and I saw what they were doing up there. And I said, that's it. That's how I'm going to rise above my problems. And when I got a little bit older, I got a job at an acrobatic studio. I started taking classes and I started performing on my own. And my parents didn't like that. They're really religious and they said I was showing too much skin. So when Chad Shadow gave me the opportunity to run out of town, I took it, probably just because I was angry at them. He gave my brother Charlie a job too, so it was the start of a new life for us, and it was exciting. But now with Charlie gone, I don't know, Vegas doesn't have the same allure for me anymore. I'm not sure if you know, Charlie was my flyman before you came, and he disappeared a few weeks ago. But I feel safe with you, Harry.
Gosh, well, the happiest moments of my life are when I'm flying you up in the air.
You know, you're so good, Harry. When you first started, I thought that they put in an automated system or something.
Well, it's because carrying a little extra weight, that's good for holding you up.
Oh, Harry. Alexa, play music. Harry, do you want to dance?
But your leg.
Well, you could hold me up. And that's what he did. Okay. He picked her up like a groom carrying the bride over the threshold. And they spun around the living room. She buried her head in his shoulder. And then his watch beeped. It was 9:20. He saw the fur going up his arm. He had lost track of time.
Oh no, Bob's coming. I gotta go.
But you could just dance with me until he rings the doorbell.
No, I gotta feed the dog in the car.
And he left. So, when I got there, he jumps in the car, pups out completely, so he becomes the dog. I muzzle the dog, I leash it, because you got to keep the muzzle on, because you don't want him to bite the woman he loves. That would probably ruin all his chances with her. So I give her to Brandy, and once she saw the dog, she pretty much forgot about human Harry, I think. But the next morning, when I came back to pick him up at 8:51 a.m., she just seemed a little suspicious. Then, after an unsuccessful stakeout of Celine's elevator, Harry went to visit her in the afternoon. So where'd you go last night, Harry? You run out of here, and then this morning Bob comes to pick up Willie and not you? Why? Are you married?
No, it's a lot weirder than that. I'll tell you everything. Listen, I've been in love with you since I first saw you, and I'm really shy. And so that night when I came to the dance, and I thought it was my big chance to win your heart, and oh my God, you put too much pressure on yourself, Harry. No wonder you were so awkward that night. Yeah, but when I saw you with Chad Shadow and
I already told you, Harry, I don't want him, but I want someone who's going to be here and not run off.
I will be. Anyway, so after I saw you with him, I went through the casino and I came to an elevator.
And then he tells you the whole story. I don't think that was a good idea. I really don't. Okay, Harry, I was going along with you and having sympathy with you, and then you tell me you're turned into a dog whenever the moon is out. So, thank you, I guess, for letting me know that you're a big fibber, just like Chad. I don't know, Harry, just maybe go home and tell your lies to your wife or whoever.
But if I'm lying, how would I know that you almost ran me over and then you took a bath with me and you told me about all your problems?
I don't know. Maybe you tech nerds have some way to hack into my phone and you've been spying on me this time. I don't know. Something doesn't feel right to me. I think you should go, Harry.
Okay. But what about Willie the dog?
He's your dog, Harry. Maybe I should finally get my own dog.
Okay.
And he left. Now, when he got home, naturally, I was upset. All my hard work wasted. And I told him, you know, it wasn't easy figuring out how to push her off the platform without getting caught. But when I told him that, he's angry at me. And he says our friendship is over. And then he says the only reason he's not moving out is because he doesn't have a job and he's got nowhere to go. And he starts giving me the silent treatment. And at first I was confused. I didn't understand really why. Why was he so upset? I tried to do everything for this guy. But then I thought about it and I realized this point that maybe under the guise of helping Harry, I was actually sabotaging him. And that's not what a best friend should do. I thought I was being a good guy, but I wasn't. And so I started racking my brain to try to figure out a way that I could make it up to him. I decided to go for a walk in Lake Las Vegas. Yeah, it's nice. It reminds me of Kankakee, Illinois. I like to watch the squirrels. And when I was there, it dawned on me that I've got the same magic books as Celine Dijon, except her spells take effect in the real world. So maybe she has some sort of rune that makes her spells take effect. If I could find out what that was, maybe I could save Harry. And so that's what I decided to go and do.
Who dared disturb Chad Shadow? Who's there? What are you doing on my stage after hours? Harry Body, cool name. What can I do you for? Oh, a Werepuppy, never heard of it. What is it? Lycanthropy, yes. Well, I'd have to see it. When can you do it? Right now. What time? 11:19 p.m. Perfect time for a Werepuppy trick. Go on, kid. I have to see a trick before I can adjudicate it. Ah! Ah! Houdini. Wow! Wow, Harry, that's the best trick I've ever seen. Are you in there? Hey! My Copperfield, you're adorable. How does the trick work? Harry, how does the trick work? Can you tell me? Is it a trap door? Oh wait, this is my theater. It's impossible. Is it light manipulation? Mirrors? How did you do it? I want this trick, Harry, I want it!
And that was the beginning of a beautiful partnership. Chad Shadow hired Harry, and the next night he put Harry on stage. At the height of the transformation, he let the audience get their phones out. He had everyone video record Harry's trick. They all put it on Instagram, all those other social media platforms. Celebrities and influencers shared it. Within 24 hours, the show was sold out for 3 months flat. So Harry started trying to reach out to Brandy. He knew he was running out of time. He sent her messages every morning and every night, and she wouldn't respond. So then he started sending tickets to her house with flowers every day, and she never came to the show. And then on the last night of the moon cycle, his last chance, not too proud to beg, Harry sent a limousine with a chauffeur, the flowers, the tickets, and a note that he wrote himself.
Dear Brandy, I know you're probably angry with me, and I don't blame you because I'm the one who lied about being a werepuppy, and my friend Bob is the one who dropped the net on you and pushed you off the platform. But if you can find it in your heart to forgive me for my shameful mistakes, I promise to be a better person moving forward. I'm going to do my last show tonight, and then I'm leaving. I hope you come. But if I never see you again, please know that I loved you since the first moment I saw you in the air above, and you will always be the angel of my life. Your admirer, Harry Body. I thought it was pretty good. I finally worked up the courage to talk to Jen, the makeup girl. Well, I told her is that Harry and Brandy are in trouble, and they need her help. And so, she agreed to use makeup, latex, and wardrobe to disguise me as Celine Dion. I went to the Trop Casino. I found the elevator. The janitor was fooled. He let me in the elevator. And sure enough, he swiped the card and he pushed the down button. And he took me down, all the way down to the bottom. The elevator doors opened into Celine Dion's lair. It was full of dogs, hundreds of them. And they were all Pomeranians. But the most strange thing about it was, there wasn't a single bark among them. It was completely silent in there. I cased the place, looking for clues, and when I was hit with an energy ball from behind. There she was, the greatest singer in the world. How dare you disturb my lair of Dijon and dragons? What are you doing? This is what happens to those who disturb me. Now, she took her wand, which was a wooden spoon. She stuck it into a jar of mustard. She grabbed the janitor and shoved the mustard in his mouth. He swallowed it and he shrunk down into a dog and screamed. And as he barked, she ripped the bark out of his throat and she ate it. And then she started to sing. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Oui. My talent is a black magic that comes from the barks of dogs. Before 2020, no problem. I just take the dog from the street. But then all you people from COVID, you're working from home. I cannot find dog, so I have to enchant people like this janitor and your friend. Now, I give you a choice. Become my human slave or become a dog forever. So, the mustard was her rune. I came up with a plan. I told her I would be her slave. She recited the make you a slave incantation. I opened my mouth,
She put this wooden spoon with the mustard in my mouth, but I didn't swallow it. I bit her wand in half with my buck teeth. And she screamed, "Ah!" because everyone knows that a wizard with a broken wand is powerless. And I flung the mustard into her mouth, and it flew down her cavernous gullet. Oh! And that's how Celine Dion, the greatest singer in the world, became my slave. And the 202 Pomeranians all followed me as their one and only master. But I had to make it to the theater in time to see if the spell on Harry could be reversed. Oh my God. So Bob comes and he tells me that Brandy's in trouble. So I call her up and I'm like, "Brand, what's going on, girl?" And she's like, "Can you come over?" And I'm like, "Okay," because we've never hung out outside of work before. So I go over to her house. The place is a mess. I'm like, "Girl, what's the matter?" And she's crying and going on about the fly rigger, Harry Body. I'm like, this girl could have Chad Shadow, David Bopperfield, or whatever his name is, and she wants Harry Body. Why? But then she starts showing me IG, and she's flipping through, and this Harry, he's got this big show. He's like a big star now. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, this Harry has confidence. And then I see the limo and the flowers. I'm like, girl, if you're not going to take the limo, I'm going to take the limo. And she's like, I don't want to be in Las Vegas anymore. I just want to go home to Salt Lake City. I'm like, girl, what are you going to do in Salt Lake City? She's like, I don't know. I just want to go home. I'm like, okay, girl, we need to get out of this house for your last hurrah. Let's go to Harry's show. She's like, no. And she just rolls over on the couch and she's crying. So I'm just like, okay. And then the limousine driver, he comes to the door. He's like, are you coming or not? I'm going to go. And so I'm like, I'm coming. I'm like, girl, I'm going to leave your ticket on the counter. I hope I see you there. And I go to the show. I'm the great wizard Harry Body, only seen at Chad Shadow's House of Illusions, TM. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you a story about a young man who was so desperately in love with the angel of his life that he would make a deal with the devil herself. Stop the show! Hey, listen, Harry, I'm sorry, man. I was like a lobster in a boiling pot trying to pull you down, man. It's my fault all this happened. It's my fault. I forgive you, Bob. It's okay. You're my best friend. But it's too late for me. The spell's almost over. Well, maybe she can help. Celine? I'm sorry, master, but this spell cannot be undone. But it could be transferred if there was someone willing to accept this spell as their own. Then Celine, as the one who put Harry into this sorry state, do you accept his curse as your own? And without thinking about it, she grabbed Harry's head, put it to her neck, he bit into her, and she screamed, "Ah!" And it turned into a bark, and she shrunk down to a dog, and she yipped. And then she went silent. And that yip, it turned into a vapor that floated out among the 202 Pomeranians that had followed us to the theater. They all started barking again. Yip, 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 yip. It was really loud. And then all the people that had been turned into dogs turned back into humans again. It looked like the 1970s musical Hair up there because they were all naked. So Brandy, she jumped out of the front row and she ushered them all backstage to find them some wardrobe. Now Harry, he was in shock. He looked at his watch and he realized that this curse had been broken. But then he looked in the front row and he saw that Brandy wasn't in her chair. But then from the back of the house he heard, "Harry! I'm sorry. I just have a bad ankle. It took me a long time. Excuse me. I can help with that." And he picked her up and he put her onto the stage and he came up there with her. He said, "Look who's here." And she saw the dogs. She was confused. Wait, so it was just a magic trick? Not exactly. And just then, Jen came out of the back and through the 202 dogs, she pushed out two young men towards Brandy, and she ran over. Charlie! Charlie! Oh my goodness. Charlie. How did you? It was actually my best friend who broke the spell on your brother. He put his arm around me. Brandy, I owe you an apology. No, it's okay. It's okay, Bob. You were just trying to hold on to your best friend. I get it. Thanks for saving my brother. Hey, everybody, what's going on here? What's going on? Hey, you two are together now? Very nice, Harry. Take care of her. I love this girl. Come on. Hey, Charlie, when'd you get back, buddy? Hey, listen, Harry, I'm in big trouble. I lost my two best acts, you and Celine. Harry, I'm giving you a blank check. Whatever you come up with, I know it's going to be gold. Well, maybe it's time Orlok the Warlock got his own magic show. I guess I better figure out how to make some more of this mustard. And we all faded back a second just to give Harry and Brandy a chance to talk. Wow. Harry, you're really full of surprises. So do you still want to co-parent a dog? I want to raise a whole litter with you, Brandy Lynn. And I stood there and I smiled. And I watched them and I was actually proud, and I really truly was this time happy for them, both of them. And that's when I got punched in the arm. It was Jen. Hey, you think you can make my bangs longer with that magic of yours? I was like, my lady, my wish is your command. And so for the first time ever, Harry Body loved his life. He and Brandy, they started a flying circus. They adopted 24 dogs. They had the best friends, another couple they could hang out with. And of course, this was all made possible by magic, true friendship, and buck teeth. So the next time you see a geek dressed up like a wizard, don't feel sorry for them. Maybe that's exactly who they want to be. Thank you.